shouldn't be there. There's a child with no bed, and nobody cares. There's a woman who prayed while the system played, and another name, world erased. But I hear the dust cry out, I feel the sky bend low, and if no one else, then I will let them know. Enough hiding what you've done. Enough. We were everyone, from the camps to the cries. We carry their names. You buried the bodies. Left us the flame. There's a lie in your law, there's blood on the fire, and your bull got gold while our children go wild. You breathe in peace, but yell in fear, and the ones you forgot are standing here. They are named, they are not yours, they are ours to love, and yours to cross. Enough, we won't whisper when they bleed. Enough, you built silence I need, from the dust to the drum to the gate. We're done being quiet. We speak in play. They were enough. No more graves with no goodbyes. Enough. No more mothers left to cry. You had your chance, now we rise. This time we sing, and the world hears our cry.
People must come here that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? People are in Sabongari in Kanu. Are they of course it's house land? Are they living in the forest? They came to the town. They work very hard. They build houses. They build mansions. The entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. The world has the UN Security Council, where you move cattle from place to people well at all. You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you, show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century moving cattle, telling me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people that have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are, you believe you me, if you don't rise up now to fight for your freedom. By the time Fulanis are done with you, useless than a Hausa peasant.
Of Belgium, I want that up guns to defend our land, and the gun is not going down until the Biafra is liberated from the Islamic State of Nigeria. For decades, Biafra people have been treated like slaves within the Nigeria enslavement. Over 100 years, we have suffered marginalization, and we have seen worse than the apartheid in South Africa. Today, Biafra person cannot be a president in Nigeria. Biafra do not have seaport. Biafra do not have the presence of any embassy. Biafra do not have any office or any presence of multinational corporation. Biafra do not have any headquarters of any world class organization. Biafra do not have the presence of the Nigerian federal government. Biafra land road. Biafra do not have school. Biafra land do not have hospital. Biafra do not have social amenities. Biafra have any presence of Nigeria state or land. This is not something that started yesterday. This has been the result option. This is the British government have done. I will continue to hold the British government accountable, continue to blame them until the day Biafra will finally gain its freedom from Nigeria. The British, out of their selfish interests, joined people who have nothing in common together, and they begin to compete themselves, religious, economic wise, educational wise, cultural wise, and this whole combination of this apart from each other, the dangerous diversity that we see. Biafra people embraced Christianity. Christianity preached about love of one another. Christianity preached about do not harm your fellow man. We embrace our cultural and traditional religion also preach the same. Do not harm any person that is your close relative, your friends, extended family, and even foreigners and strangers. This is what our THEM is all about. We embrace the foreign god and become even more radical than them. And then as time goes on, we begin to see the Islamic State, we begin to see the Fulani coming with aggression, coming with terrorism, attacking and killing Biafrans since 1945. This led to the declaration of Biafra. Now, being a dangerous diversity, witness coup upon coup, military coup upon military coup, and Simon Ekpa was not born. From 1960 to 1970, as Biafra struggled to exit Nigeria because they feel that their life is being threatened and their existence is being under attack. They fought a brutal war. Simon Ekpa was known by then. After 1967 to 70 war, Nigeria declared that it was no victor, no vanquish. He came back. It was celebrated. The people Jugu today is Gowon of them. Gowon village has witnessed the highest IDP camp in the Nigeria state. He didn't see this coming today. Ekpa was not born in 1970. I was not born in 1979. Simon Ekpa was not born in 1980. Simon Ekpa was not born in 1981. Was not 82. Was not born in 1983. Was not born in 1984. Simon Ekpa was born in 1985. In 1982 to 1984, a man called Buhari planned coup against Nigeria of this dangerous diversity. He became a military dictator under military rule in Nigeria. It was not as a result of Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa was not born. People are not asking reason question. Why are there this coup upon coup upon coup within the Nigeria state being carried out by North and of course Yorubas? Whenever this coup happens, as one single Igbo man in this coup, or one single Calabar man, or one single Ijaw man in this coup, it become Igbo coup. After that, this man is crime. 19, they kidnapped a man called Omaru Diko from London because he believed as a full law of history, not the law of any other country. He came back after many years to be civilian president with impunity. This man kidnapped the current leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped in Kenya, has been killing since 1999 led by Wazirike. Sakpa was not part of it. From 1999, Wazirike Mosob was massacred in Kobo, killed at ENEMITY with stray bullet, straight shooting, live bullet by the Niger state. Simon Ekpa was not part of Biafra then, at least not part of the agitation for Biafra. Azurike Mosob gave birth to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, indigenous people of Biafra, and still the killings of Biafra. In all things that were going on, nobody summoned the courage to resist the killings of the Biafra agitators. In 2020, the Fulani killings and upsurge of terrorists become a thing of concern across the Nigeria state, across the entire Africa. They were ranked the number 4 deadliest terrorist group in the world. And because our people become helpless and nobody was them, and none of these people who call themselves leaders from the eastern part of Nigeria were making any move to protect the women and children from Biafra territory. It was what gave the birth to the formation of the Eastern Security Network.
They will tell us tomorrow they are here. Everybody knows within our area. But we will not see any action taking place. That is to say, sir, we need this Senate to tell the offices to be reporting progress every week so that state by state, otherwise it will be a mess of all and we will not be seeing progress. Thank you. That time is right now, that this problem is solvable. We have seen progress. We should not allow this progress to be derailed. We should pursue this remnant of these people. Our next election can be peaceful and sustainable. And we have some to our people, sir. This is the only thing I want to take. If I get product, keep your schools. We just want to be safe. Schools, please. Thank you very much, sir.
Senator.
Simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century, moving cattle from place to place. Tell me that. Which country is that? Please tell me. These are people they have prepared for you to sell you down the drain. By the time the Fulanis are done with you, believe you, me, if you don't rise up now to fight freedom, by the time Fulani is you'll be more useless than a Hausa peasant. And if you allow yourselves to be deceived, things can only get worse. Fulani terrorists will take over your land. Time and time again, I have warned you on this very matter, but some of you never ever listened. Because in this life, what goes around comes around. What's evil today because you're benefiting, eventually that evil will overwhelm you.
I'm not shocked because I think I once declared that Kanu's predicament, his ordeal, is some persons in the Southeast who took a decision that his release would jeopardize their political career and future. That I know as far back as when Tinubu freshly became president, because I was part of some conversation to release him. And he said at the time, Imo elections are coming. APC might win. And subsequently, I realized that some of the communiques you see is just, word of mouth by day. When they go at night or when they meet Tinubu, it's like that they have a different position. And when I started contacting them in the last 24 hours, I'm shocked. Some of them that I used to be able to reach, just the ones that I reached out to Soludo, who I know personally, governor of Anambra State. No response till now. I reached out to Soti. Alex Soti used to be a column reporter, so I know him personally. No response till now. The only response I got was a nominal response. That no, we shouldn't have dragged us the way you did. Reached out. Peter Obi, they said is in Rome. So message as the Romans do too, just be part of this. But some have been encouraging Senator Abaribe. I reached out to him, he responded, he said, I mean, on this, and I know Abaribe suffered when wouldn't have the car. So the rep from his state at the national House of Rep up. A number of persons have signed up, some of them publicly, but there is no unified response from Southeastern political leaders or traditional rulers, or even religious priests there, which many had expected would happen. People who have signed up to this, and you can see that the Nigerian back because they've seen the response to be unequivocal. Calling support of Kanu at this time. I don't think they were expecting that such a response was so favorable and swift.
Your Excellency, my name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States Congress for a quarter of a century. After I left the Congress, I represent some corporations and countries and causes that I believe in. It has been an honor to work with you, Your Excellency. Elias Gerasulis is my partner. This is primarily Elias's account, but I'm going to be with him. While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds defense and State Department foreign operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause, and I trust that you have a bright future ahead to secure your independence. We can't promise because the in the United States today, and justice is not always. I appreciate the opportunity.
Oh, thank you, and it's honor. I appreciate your lending, your prestige and stature. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, Biafrans in the United States and around the world. My name is Elias Gerasulis, and I am a colleague of Congressman Moran, and we are your new lobbyists here in Washington, D.C. However, you should know that we are more than just your lobbyists. We are fellow freedom fighters in the struggle for the liberation by Biafra. And similar to how your compatriots in the Biafran Defense Forces are securing your freedom in D.C. And we will make sure that all these U.S. officials, all these congressmen, and that the Biafran independence movement is a pure democratic civilian uprising against injustice, the very same one that we had in the United States when independence from the British 200 years ago. On a personal level, I knew I had to get not only because of my belief in the Biafran cause, but my belief in His Excellency, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. As I got to know the Prime Minister, I could see that he has remarkable qualities and vision, and I knew that instinctively that he was a man of destiny, that he will have a very important impact in Africa in the years to come. And I thought it was a personal duty to assist. Already, the Prime Minister has made remarkable progress and has outsmarted the Nigerian system in many ways. The Prime Minister has done this with the self-referendum. He has done this with opening diplomatic liaison office in the world. And I think by establishing proper Biafran lobby in Washington, D.C., the Prime Minister has delivered his master stroke. And if you can look at the Nigerian media and the social media, you will see that this is something highly publicized. And I think this is because they understand the moment that the United States starts to get more support for the Biafran, it will be a game changer. The United States leads, other countries. Congressman Moran and myself are your voice to the U.S. Congress, your voice to the White House, your voice to the State Department, your voice to the high offices in this great land, and until victory is achieved. Long live a free, independent, and sovereign Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that brilliant speech. Players, we are happy to have you on board, and we have a lot of things to do together. Thank you. This particular, appearance today is just to present you to the Biafrans. As I made my promise, I have fulfilled it. It is now that we go out there and do what we know how to do best for the interest of Biafra.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. It's our honor, and we look forward to serving you in the cause. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Nice to have you.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Chimora. Thank you.
Good morning, Biafrans. Wonderful people, lovers of freedom. I welcome you today to our episode of our broadcasting. In this platform, we use this platform to educate our people. We use this platform to be able to send out the information, authentic and verifiable information that is coming from the handle of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile Acting Prime Minister to the Information Department led by Ma Barawa. This platform, every information that you get from this platform is verifiable and authentic. So while you join us, please endeavor to share this, share it to other platforms so that our people can as well get information of what is happening, what the government is doing, or what the government have done. Today is another important day in the life of Biafrans. A very, very wonderful day at that. Today is the 31st day of 2025, the last day of the month of October. And we are here to, inform our people of what they need to know and what they have to do. Is Mazi David Nana, the anchor of the questionnaire platform, an arm or a platform under the Biafran Republic government. I appreciate every one of you that always join me whenever I'm having my programs. Blessed Samuel Oli, I welcome you. William Eluai, you are welcome. And then relay Lekan. Thank you so much for joining. A lot of people are listening from We are on Facebook, we are on X, and we are on YouTube. So anywhere that you are listening, I welcome you. Thank you for joining us. You have just listened to the Prime Minister Simon Ekwanjoko while he was presenting the lobbies to the Biafran people, Biafrans in the United States. The reason why I play this clip is for most of you who don't know the level we have gotten to in this Biafran restoration project. We have passed a stage where we will be talking about any kind or form of Nigeria election in Biafra land. The reason moral, global, and strategies were contracted was for Biafra cause, not for Nigerian cause. The reason we are paying the Biafran people are paying $10,000 on a monthly basis is for the lobbying that is going to Washington, D.C. The reason is for the issue of Biafra. It is for our freedom. It is for the freedom of every Biafran, irrespective of anywhere that you are all around the world. That is the reason why the Prime Minister called Jim Mora, the former congressman who worked in Washington, D.C., all these politicians, all these senators and representatives from America. Jim Mora knows them all. So that is one of the greatest contracts that the BRGIE have had in the history. Where a former congressman is now in charge of lobbying for the Biafran cause. So that was why they were contracted by Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekwanjoko to speak for, to lobby for Biafra, to stand for Biafra and make sure that Biafra is recognized as a free, independent nation. In the statement made by Jim Morale, he said that he is going to try his best. Biafra is recognized, but it's a predictable scenario because of the politics that is involved in Washington, D.C. The same thing applies to our players. Elias promised that they are the freedom fighters of who will be working in diaspora, in the United States of America, in the Congress, to be specific. Elias promised to do everything humanly possible to support in the recognition of Biafra as a free, independent nation. So having seen, or having heard, and having listened to our Prime Minister, having listened to Jim Mora, and as well listening to Elias, you will not hear them talk about any Nigeria election, that Biafra is going to come through Nigeria election. No, you didn't see them talk about all politicians in the Southeast. No. Their focus are on mission. Their focus is for the congressmen and men to be able to look into the case of Biafra and it as a free Biafran nation. So that is the reason why each and every one of us that are must do away with anything Nigeria in Biafran territory. And I want to remind each and every one of us that in 2000, we went to Lati to restore the declaration that happened between 1967 and 70. Before that redeclaration, in February thereafter, we had a self-referendum vote where over 50 million Biafrans all over the world ended their signature, approved unanimously the recognition of the independent state of Biafra. It is very much fresh in our minds. Outside that vote, we also are passing through in the evil entity called Nigeria. We have seen how our people have been intimidated in time immemorial. We have seen the harassment that we go through on a daily basis. We see how the policies of the Nigerian state were so focused against us as a people. So these are some of the indices. These are some of the numerous reasons why we are no longer comfortable, never accept anything that have to do with Nigeria in Biafran territories anymore. And that is why this morning, my wonderful people, this afternoon or evening, depending on your time, depending on your location, I want to remind each and every one of us that we are no longer interested in anything Nigeria. I, and those who support BRGI, I and those over 50 million Biafrans who voted for Biafran restoration, and we are in the larger number, we do not support anything of Nigeria election in our land. That as it may, we are not against anybody who supports one Nigeria. That is your prerogative. Even if you are a Biafra, you want to continue in that evil contraption, either because of the properties that you have or because of the position that you occupy in that evil contraption. We are not against that. But what we are saying is that Biafra land can never be associated with anything called Nigeria anymore. If you are so comfortable with Nigeria, please, you can pack your bag and baggages, pack your load, and go to Kaduna. In fact, any territory that you feel so comfortable with in Nigeria, if it is Meduguri, if it is Katsina, if it is Kwara, go and do your one Nigeria in those places. We are not against you. What we are against is anything Nigeria in our land, Biafran territory. Biafran territory stands and ends in any community, any state that our mothers tied Papa. I want you to know that those areas, those places, territory. So you can take your one Nigeria outside Biafra land, and we don't have any problem with that. We will have problem with that. We will have problem with if you are in Biafran territory and you want to do one Nigeria in Biafran, the gods of the land will come against you, the spirit of the land will come against you, the air that will ikukundu will come against you, the anyanwụ ụtụtụ will come against you, mmiri enwiro will come against you, and aja will come against you. Eke, Oye, Afọ, and Nkwọ. Come against you. Nigeria in our land. Yes, everything that have to do with Nigeria in Biafra is prohibited and seen as a taboo. So on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of October, we understand that Nigeria will be, those who believe in Nigeria will win their elections. Those who want to win Nigeria will be having their election. Those who still love Nigeria, those even when the Nigeria is happening to them, they are smiling, suffering and smiling that they will election in Nigeria. We are not against that. But of Nigerian election is not going to happen in Biafra land. So, and the last time I checked, Anambra State, the current Anambra, old Anambra State, Biafran territory and Biafra land. So we, the Biafran people, we cannot, must tolerate anything of Nigeria election in any Biafran state. Call it Anambra, call it Abia, anywhere that is Biafra territory, we don't welcome Nigeria election. So if you are nursing that ambition, if you want to go to do your election, please avoid Biafran territories. They are no-go areas. The reason why we are doing this is because we have already declared that. The reason why we are doing this is because Nigeria has demonstrated, continue to show the hatred they have for us. They killed our parents. They refused to talk about it. They committed genocide against our women and children. They tried to cover it by in history in our schools. Even at that, after the war in 1971, they implemented a 20 pounds policy against the Biafran people. Complain. Chukwuokike Abiama blessed us with even the 20 pounds. And today, we are everywhere all around the world. Today, we are succeeding all around the world. Today, we are a force to be reckoned with all around the world. Even at that, in that Nigeria, we were so much marginalized that we don't even have the freedom of speak. We can't even contribute meaningful anything to the governance of India. When you talk, they kidnap you, they lock you up unjustly, they even kill you, imprison you, and nobody is going to say anything. Not only that, in this 21st century, the agenda they came with again is for them. They want us to go the way of the Hausas. They want to conquer us, our land, take over our women, destroy whatever belongs to us, even destroy our tradition. But Chukwu Okike Abiama said, can never happen in his own land, in the land that Chukwu Okike Abiama gave to us, in the land he blessed with milk and honey and gave to our ancestors and by extension to us. That is why we discovered who we are, that we are children of Ike. That is why we stand our ground and said we can never be alive to allow our land to be over by those who are enemies of our land. And so therefore, anybody that is working with the Nigerian government, anybody that is Nigerian government to continue to subjugate our people, to continue to destroy we so much believe in our culture, to see if they can destroy the joy that we have in our person is not going to get it easy with us. This has been happening since time immemorial. Even as the resources that power Nigeria comes from our territory, we have nothing to write home about. But where we can clear our goods, international airports, you can't even talk about railway stations. You can't even talk about presence of the companies that take natural resources out of our land. Their presence is not felt in our land. We don't have hospitals, workable hospitals, where our people can be taken care of, where the can go and get medical attention free of charge. We don't have such. We don't have good roads. All roads in Biafran territories are traps. We don't have good pipe-borne water. If you go to Kwama community, if you want to see how Biafran suffering in a land that is filled with milk and honey, you go to a community, you go to the coastal regions of Biafra, you will see how our people are suffering. Our people are drinking from the water that they are defecating on, which is so sad. Whereas the Nigerian government, with the companies that are milking our land, they will take in our resources and can never develop our land. No motorable roads. We don't have electricity. In this 21st century, the basic amenities that our people desire, we don't have it in Biafra land. Yet, every year in, year out, you continue to vote for people who will promise you heaven and earth, but never would they, implement what they promise to do when they get into office. They will promise you heaven and earth. They are going to build roads. They are going to give you water. They are going to give you light. They are going to build industries. Otuawulej. Once they get into political position or office, their selfish interests will kick in. Not only will they siphon the money that is for communities. They also promises that can never be fulfilled. They tell you they are going to build, they will never do as they promised. Since that time immemorial up to this, lots of the people remain even poorer than they were made. Okay, sorry. So the people even remain poorer, push them the more. Absolutely nothing. And that is the and that is the reason why we.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States.
That is why we are in this particular no more Nigeria election in Biafra land. So on the 6th, 7th, and 8th of November, that is Nigeria in some states, Biafra land will be under lock and key. Biafra land will be under lockdown. The animals that we domesticate, the men and women of Biafra, we expect everybody to respect that order by the Biafran Republic government in exile and sit at home. We will not take it like anybody who will be aiding or abetting the instructions to stay at home. If you want to go out, make sure that whatever you are going to do will fall on the 5th of November. Start now to buy, start now to organize, start now to prepare for these 3 days in Biafran territory. Because nobody will say that he or she was taken unawares. This awareness creation has been there. We will continue to say it for those our people who are not hearing, who don't come online. That is the reason why if you join us on the studios, you share the information, even in some WhatsApp groups, so that people who may complain of data, when they have data, this information will be waiting for them. And once they get in that information, they are going to obey and adhere to the instructions as given by the Biafran Republic government in exile. You understand that your parents fought for Biafra. Every family lost one during the time of the Nigerian war. And that Biafra happened. When you ask the average Biafra Igbo man, he will tell you he wants Biafra. Yes, Biafra is our destination. Biafra is what we want. There is nothing that can come in of Biafra. And at this time that we are here, Biafra is already at our doorsteps. These are some of the things that you are going to, boycott to make sure that the world understands that we are free. We want actually to be free from Nigeria. Because you can't say you want Biafra, but when Nigeria is doing the election, you will support it. You can't say you want Biafra when Nigerians are voting, you talk about Nigeria. No, you must decide either you want Biafra or either you want Nigeria. But we, the majority of the Biafran people, have voted for Biafra. Over 50 million Biafrans voted for Biafra. So even if you don't want Biafra, you are in the minority, and majority carries the vote. So you can pack your load, bag and baggages, and relocate to Nigerian territory. Because the reason why we have the Biafran Republic government in exile is the only government that is representing the Biafra in the international scene. The world knows about it. American government knows our government. So how can he now come and see the Biafran people who are lobbying for America to recognize them now going back to support any kind of Nigeria election in their own country? How do you want them to cut you? How do you want them to perceive you? Do you want them to take you serious? Of course, they will not going to take you serious. And that is why we are warning each and every one. We know most of you are not genuine. We know most of you are Fulani breed in our land. We know most of you were born through during the war. A lot of rape, and you answer Biafra names. We know that most of you who are sabotage movement are not 100% Biafran blood. We understand that. And that is the reason why we are warning each and every one of you to desist in on the wheel of our progress, to stop and to stop destroying what our Onyendu and our built for the freedom of our people. We understand that. And we will promise you one thing, that each and every one of you that have done one or two against our freedom, we have to pay a price for your atrocities against very important. While we are with what they stand for, which is Biafra, it is not going to happen. So, my wonderful Biafran people, love them. If you love Biafra, if you want Biafra to come, you have to respect 6th, 7th, and 8th of November this year. Next month, there is nothing like Anambra election in Biafran territory. Anambra is Biafran territory. So anything of that election is not acceptable land. The only election that will be conducted in Biafra land will be an election that is supervised, because there will be a transitional government. Immediately Biafra is recognized as an independent nation, Biafra Republic government in exile will be dissolved, and there will be an instituted transitional in the homeland that will oversee any election in Biafran territory. It can never be under Nigeria. So you are wasting your time trying to, fool yourself by anything like Nigeria election in Anambra. Are wasting your time. It is not going to happen. We are now giving you a kind of warning, because you know what Nigeria is all about. When we put sit at home, the Nigerian government will bring out enforcers. Those who disobey the sit at home orders, Nigerian government will use them to do propaganda. They will buy you and tell you that it is those who put the sit at home that are enforcing it. The same thing will happen in this election. That election is not going to happen in Biafra land. And that day will be total lockdown. 3 days will be total lockdown. But as you know, most of you do. You don't want to respect constituted authority of the Biafran Republic government in exile, because if this information, people of Biafra knows about it. Anambra voted for self-referendum. Majority of Biafrans in Anambra voted for self-referendum, which was conducted last year. So these people that say they want to do election, are they not that Biafran people have restored their nation? These are the enemies of Biafra. Most of them are those who were born in Biafran territory, but they are not Biafran. So they will try to disobey the orders of the Biafran Republic government in exile. And when Nigeria happens to them, they will now say, accuse the Biafran people of killing their own people. Whereas it is the security agencies that will do that. So if you make yourself available to be used as a propaganda, anyway, you will not be there. They will do the propaganda over your dead body. So to be forearmed is to be warned. Start now to make preparation for the 5th until 4th, until 3rd. Start till 5th to make preparation for what you and your family will feed on from 6th, 7th, and 8th. Because these days will be sacred in Biafran territory. We are not going to allow anybody, not even animals, not even mosquitoes or flies. We are not going to allow any disobedience to the orders as given by the Biafran Republic government in exile. This is the only government we recognize. And the government is doing everything humanly possible to make sure that Biafra is restored. Our acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere is doing everything humanly possible increase awareness that is needed for Biafra in Washington, D.C., and making sure that the congressmen and women, they, they know everything about Biafra. In due time, they are going to recognize Biafra as a free, independent. So we use this opportunity as well to encourage each and every one of you who have been sitting on the fence. You have seen how the American people, the congressmen and women, are speaking out against the Christian persecution in Nigeria. Don't think that they just woke up to Cruz or other American citizens just woke up, start speaking about these Nigerian government atrocities. No, they were briefed by our APM, Honorable Ogechukwu. So this is as a result of the diplomatic chess going in Washington, D.C., where our attorney, our lobbyists with our APM is meeting senators, all for the betterment of the Biafran nation. Don't expect that all these good works that these men are doing, then you are going to destroy it with one useless Nigeria election in Biafra territory. Are you kidding me? We can't allow that to happen. And we even call upon the God and goddesses of the land to destroy anybody, any family, any state that try to promote any kind of Nigeria election in our land. We are not going to accept that. It is not going to happen because we have suffered much. We have died enough under Nigeria. Election have killed a lot of people. As a matter of fact, election in Nigeria is fair because they know what they stand to gain are elected into office. So it becomes the winner takes it all. It becomes bloody. They can go at any length to make sure that even if they don't win, that they occupy that position. But in Biafra, election will be by merit. Election will be something that you decide to do. You will decide to serve your people. Not a winner takes it all scenario, no. So within all the atrocities that election have brought to our land, courtesy of remaining in Nigeria, and we have decided to be on our own, fight for the cause that we believe in, and defend our women and children. And that is what the BRGIE is doing, and that is why we have our army that are protecting our, and that is how we have a government that is speaking for us. So now the government of Biafra have said on the 6th, 7th home expected is coming from the highest office. That order is coming from the highest office of Biafra. I'm going to open the lines. I will open the line. And please, if you want to join me contribution, I'm sending the link so that you make your contribution. We need to educate our people that man shall not live by bread. For most things that, oh, if you don't vote, if you don't go to vote that there is anything is going to happen. In fact, Nigerians' detriment that nothing of sort like voting happened in our land. So that is the more reason why if one of you should boycott anything, should not even allow that to happen, not even in your communities. If you allow any kind of election in your community, that community will be mapped. When Biafra is eventually restored, we are going to treat whoever, those who are responsible for bringing Nigeria into that community. Because this time around, we are not joking. You can't election while Nnamdi Kanu is in detention. You can't be doing election. The parents of our leader, they were killed by the Nigerian state for fighting for you. You can't be doing election while Nnamdi Kanu have been freed and released, yet he's being held by the Nigerian state. You can't be rooting for election in Biafran territory while the politicians that you want to elect, none of them have stood their ground to ask for the release of our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So who are you going to say is the problem? You can't be doing election in Biafran territory, land is on fire. When you see Hope Uzodimma, see what he's doing in Okigwe state or Olu state. See how terrorists are harassing our people, burning our properties. And the best you can do is to come out and say you want to campaign for election in our territory. You can't talk of election when Soludo, before he became the governor, Soludo was so vocal and spoke in things that concern Biafra. But immediately Soludo was appointed governor of Anambra State, the first thing Soludo fought against was the sit at home. He started telling you I get Odoti. From Odoti, you talking about sitting at home, telling you to even go to church on Monday. You want to talk everything that's going to bring mass. You have the same mindset with your interests at heart. It's for the every general public. They want it themselves and their families. Under Biafra, everybody will be somebody. Under Biafra, every same amenities, joy the same. Nigeria, under Nigeria, it is lawlessness that is the order of the day. But under Biafra, respected and obeyed. So I appreciate. Please join us.
States Congress for possibly.
Please join us on the studio. Join us on the studio and make your contribution. Join on the studio and make your contribution. Very, very important. While I still remind you that Biafra is in Washington, D.C., and the representatives of Biafra are doing their work diligently in Washington, D.C. So while you listen to Jim Morale on the promises they gave to our Prime Minister, promises is for you as a Biafran to reflect upon and know that anything of Nigeria election is prohibited in Biafran territory.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States Congress for approximately a quarter of a century. After I left the Congress, I began to represent some corporations and countries and causes that I believe in. It has been an honor to work with Your Excellency. Elias Garasoulis is my partner. Primarily Elias's account, but I'm going to be working with him. While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds defense and State Department foreign operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have an interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause. And I trust that you have promised, because the politics is not a particular predictable situation in the United States today, and justice is not always served, but we will work towards that objective. I appreciate the opportunity to work on behalf of the Biafran people, and at this point, let me turn it over to Elias. Elias?
Oh, thank you, Jim. And it's an honor to be working with you on this, and we appreciate your lending your support. Someone of your prestige and stature, that association can be so critical. So thank you, Jim. I appreciate it, and thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, and dear Biafrans in the United States and around the world. As your and I am a good friend and a colleague of Congressman Moran, and we are your new lobbyists here in Washington, D.C. However, you should know that we are more than just your lobbyists. We are fellow freedom fighters in the struggle for liberation by Biafra. And similar to how your compatriots in the Biafran Defense Forces are securing your freedom on the homeland, we will be fighting for your freedom in the political and diplomatic battlefield here in Washington, D.C. And we will make sure that all these U.S. officials, all these congressmen and senators, Biafran independence movement is a pure democratic civilian rising against injustice, the very same one that we had in the United States when we declared our independence from the British too long ago. On a personal level, I knew I had to get involved in this struggle, not only because of the Biafran cause, but my belief in His Excellency, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. As I got to know the Prime Minister, I could see that he has remarkable leadership qualities, and I knew that instinctively that he was a man of destiny and that he will have a very important impact in Africa in the years to come. And I thought it was a personal duty to assist him. Already, the Prime Minister has made remarkable progress and has outsmarted the Nigerian system in many ways. The Prime Minister has done this with the self-referendum. He has done this with opening diplomatic liaison offices around the world. And I think by establishing a proper lobby in Washington, D.C., the Prime Minister has delivered his master stroke. And if you can look at the Nigerian media and the social, you will see that this is something that's been decided. And I think this is because they understand the moment that the United States starts to gain more support for the Biafran cause, it will be a game changer. Because when the United States leads, other countries follow. Congress are your voice to the U.S. Congress, to the White House, your voice department, your voice to the highest offices in the Senate. And we will not stop until victory is achieved. Long live the free, independent, and sovereign Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that brilliant speech there. We're happy to have you on board. We have a lot of things to do together. Thank you. This appearance today is just to present you to the Biafrans in the United States. As I made my promise, it is now that we go out there and do what we know how to do best for the interest of Biafra.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. It's our honor, and we look forward to the cause. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you. Nice to have
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. It was a pleasure to see you again.
Thank you.
Look
Thank
forward
you.
to working with you.
Thank,
Bye.
thank you, Chief. All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. I served in the United States.
So this is what we are talking about. This is our acting Prime Minister, His Excellency Honorable Nkere, as the CPE summit that happened yesterday. He was not there. He was there for Biafra. So why he is fighting for the recognition of Biafra in Washington, D.C. The world think that you are supporting any kind of election. So look at yesterday. Use of Biafra in Biafra working assiduously presented and said in Washington, D.C. So it is very, very, and we should not encourage that. So I want you to understand that our APM, Honorable Ogechukwu Nkere, is doing the needful. As continues to support him. We must continue to support what he's doing for the recognition of Biafra. Very, very, very important. So I appreciate everyone. Please join me on the studio and make your contribution. The studio and make your contribution. Yes, join me on the studio and make your contribution while I'll play you the clip. What our
this thing by your Tony Maya demolish your God and dump him in the gut and the sewage.
join us in the studio and make a contribution. What do you have to say about those who are planning to discredit what we are doing for the freedom
This is
of
the
our people?
screenshot I made about this post. For jokes, we are here for Biafra freedom. Anybody
Yes.
stands on our way will have to come. As you join the program, please share so that those that did not see the program can be able to see and also join. Today's program is
Join us on
different,
the studio if you want to speak.
and I'm just here for one thing, and that is what I want to make everybody to understand. Because those they love our leaders so much, they are the people that carve out coffins to bury them. They are the people that collect the biggest and longest of shovel to dig their graves. And thereafter, they will come back playing games with your brains, all of you will fall for it. Some of you did not know when you saw IPOB in Nigeria and all the agents of one Nigeria got Finland to protest against BRGI, protest against Biafra, and to protest against Simon Ekpa, the Brigade Prime Minister. Some of you did not know some were going on behind the scene. Kanu that you see today and Bruce Fenn that all of you are singing his praises today. These are the people that put together drafted documents with IPOB group, and they aligned with Nigerian government. These are the people that drafted documents and sent to the European Commission. I'm not talking of sent to Finland. I am talking of sent to the European Commission in Brussels. Sent to European Commission in Brussels. The imprisonment of Prime Minister Simon Ekpa did not come from Finland. Finland embodiment the purveyors of from which it happened. But the people that superseded his arrest and imprisonment and at the European Commission. And it will shock you to know that the same way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's meeting has ever been private and secret, and then only those much about him and within his cabinet will only know when he is going for exclusive, which is private and it is not meant to be public. So the question now to you is, who are those people that were aware of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's private meeting to Kenya and how was it communicated to Nigerian terrorist government that this is the time to come to Kenya, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya, and it is the right time to come and pick him up? The question you need to ask so that you can be able to unveil something. Because if you don't do so, so those caucus, those that understood much and more about private matters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those that have access to his laptop, his computer, those that have access to his phone, those that have access to his those that have access to his phone and password and all, these people that were able to use his Twitter account to continue to tweet and communicate to Biafrans right from the day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was out in Kenya when they had handed him over on the 8th.
Sorry, Rodriguez Orlando. To answer your question, he said, "Good afternoon, my beloved brother. I am what is true that is it true that Rigi have dropped case against Ngozi Ora? That means PM is working with this woman." Rodriguez Orlando, the Prime Minister of the Biafra government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is working for the Biafra Restoration Project. Mazi Simon Ekpa stands for Biafra. Ngozi do not stand for Biafra. Mazi Simon Ekpa is working for the Biafran people. Ngozi is not working for the Biafran people. As a matter of fact, Ngozi is an enemy to the Prime Minister. Ngozi is an enemy to Nnamdi Kanu. Ngozi is an enemy of our freedom. To answer your question, BRGIE dropped the case against Ngozi. Yes, that's a fact. BRGIE dropped the case for a reason that if you know the reason, you'll understand why that case was dropped at this particular time. But I want you to understand and this right today's date. Today is the last day of October 2025. Will Ngozi and her cohorts and person that tried to sabotage this movement scot-free? I repeat, will Ngozi and her cohorts, including Emma, including those who were in the media team formerly, and those who are still ranting against our government, are they going to go scot-free? The answer is no. That at the back of your mind. We continue.
Of June 2021 to 28th of June 2021, they were using his Twitter account to be tweeting and deceiving all. You all thought it was Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. that was tweeting. And this is no other person than the handiwork of Kanunta. Kanunta. Now, recently, if you don't know, because you don't follow up anything, yes, some of us in the media laughing and moving about just like that.
Yeah, Rodriguez, there's no terrible vision. Okay? I am telling you this because I am a part of I'm in the cabinet. I have some information that you need to know. When I tell you something, you need to believe me. Our information minister this in this broadcast, he made some very important statement as well. He made some very, very important. Most of you who listen to this, we get a very, consoling answer. So I want you to listen to this that I'm playing. You are going to get something out of it. But one thing that I want you to know is that everyone that committed one act of sabotage or the other against our government, against our leader and our PM, we certainly pay the price. Okay, there are certain information that cannot be given out just like that. Telling you that what we are doing, that person will be held accountable. They are not going to go scot-free. Just take it like that and listen to what our information minister said in this broadcast that he made last night. Very, very important. If you listen to it, you are going to get more information regarding what I said here. So thank you so much.
Last week, the very day my tweet was blocked, this was the day they manipulated Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's Twitter account. Kanunta is behind it. What did he do this time? He changed Mazin Nnamdi Kanu's profile. And when he changed the profile photo, this was a photo of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Let me show you the profile photo of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. I think I saw someone that has that same profile photo. Okay, yeah. Madam K has this profile photo. This is the profile photo that Mazin Nnamdi Kanu had on his Twitter account. This profile photo I continue to be there till last week. As soon as Kanunta changed this profile photo, I screenshotted it, and from that screenshot that I made a post, alleging that done something on Mazin Nnamdi's account on Twitter, That was when they reported my Twitter account to get